Mr. Mofokeng, thank you very much for your time. Let's start with these postponements that are ongoing in the city of Tshwane. What is Cope's position? Because the Democratic Alliance-led coalition now says it actually wants to table a motion of no confidence in this speaker who is not even a month old.
Well, I take it as another political game. You know, Democratic Alliance is very good in playing a chess when it comes to issues like this. But the most important thing is, last week, it is them that requested that the council should be postponed. You know, and then it was postponed, and then after it has been postponed, they themselves wanted to push for voting when other members, you know, like the Cope's member was not yet confirmed, and then XLSA also had some challenges. So when they requested that Cope's member should also be included, because you'll know that the numbers here are very, very slim, and one vote is very important in the city of Tshwane.
Yeah.
Now, they are now crying foul, you know. But I take it that it is actually them that started this game, because if they had agreed last week, Tshwane will be having a mayor right now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's talk about your own part in this saga. Why did the Congress of the People decide that Mr. Justice Sifanyetso be withdrawn from the council? What was the issue there?
It's two issues. You know, with the Dr. Makwarela saga, we were greatly embarrassed because he didn't disclose certain things to us. Now, in replacing him, we had to make sure that every applicant, we had 11 applicants that came to raise their hands to say they want the position. Now, all those 11 applicants were taken to what we call electoral college, where the vetting takes place. Now, unfortunately, Mr. Sifanyetso, who's sitting there wanting to be a councillor, didn't send his documents to be vetted. And at the same time, the party had had the allegations that he had two IDs. He also has a criminal record. Now, as the chair of Gauteng, I said to him, please, if you can't send your document, at least send an affidavit that tells us that I have one ID and then I have also one, I don't have criminal record.
Yeah.
That document didn't come. So a person that is actually doing that to us, you know, unfortunately will not be fit to stand as our public rep.
Well, let me quickly ask this follow-up then. If he is not fit to be a councillor because he clearly cannot pass the vetting process, how does he find himself inside the party to begin with?
The membership, if you are a member, you can take membership at any time. But as soon as you say, I want to be a leader, I want to be a public rep, that is where the party comes in to say, we want to know more about you. We want to know about your background. We want to know about what has been happening in your life.
No,
so
Mr. Mofokeng, I'm sorry.
As a member.
Mr. Mofokeng, I'm going to have to stop you there. It can't be. It can't be, because what you're telling me right now is that anyone, even a criminal, a murderer, many of them roaming these streets of South Africa given the rate of crime that we have in this country, are you saying that those people, it is okay for them to find themselves within Cope, and it's only when they put up their hands for positions of responsibility in government that then the vetting process begins?
That's exactly the way it is.
Wow.
And that is why even today, prisoners who have convicted as such are voting when it comes to the national vote. If you want to be a member, you are just a supporter. But if you say, I want to stand for a position, and then that is where the vetting starts. And the electoral college is meant for those people, who are actually saying, I want to be a public rep or whatever the case might be.
Well, let's you and I agree to disagree, Mr. Mofokeng, because a voter is very different to a member of your party. So let's get that clear. Anyway, seeing that you don't have problems bringing criminals on board the Congress of the People Party, let's talk about the wranglings within Cope. So the national spokesperson, Dennis Bloem, says Colleen Makhubele is interfering in Tshwane processes because she's the one that said Mr. Sifanyetso should be withdrawn as a councillor in Tshwane. Is that your interpretation as well?
No, Mr. Dennis Bloem must sometimes be ashamed of the information that is not even, clarified by the party for him to go and talk those kind of things. Colleen is our duly representative on IEC matters. IEC only deals with two people in Gauteng, and Colleen is one of those people. If we want to replace people, if we want to do whatever, the meetings of IEC, they only want a duly representatives to go there. Now, when these things were happening, it's not Colleen as the Speaker of Johannesburg. It's Colleen, the IEC representative in Gauteng. And that was done by the national election for Congress of the People to appoint her. Now, whatever Mr. Bloem is saying, here I want to differ with my leader to say he is now representing his own interest by trying to attack Speaker Colleen Makhubele about what is happening right now.
Mr. Mofokeng, let me ask you this question. You know, for a dying party, it's very sad, the conversation that you and I have just had. But I'm going to frame this question based on exactly what I've just said, that keep in mind, yours is a dying party. And I don't think you can argue with me on that. So
I can, sir. I can.
Well, let's see. Let's see. You will try. Let's talk about whether whoever comes up ultimately as a councillor of Cope and they ultimately replace Mr. Muruna Makwarela, that person, are you comfortable with them being put up for the position of mayor? Because that seems to be at least the unspoken agreement between the ANC and the EFF, who are saying we want no part in being a mayor. We simply want our stooges to be the ones that occupy this position. And I'm saying these words because the Democratic Alliance has said that these two big political parties are busy putting up puppet mayors all around Gauteng.
Well, it's definitely wrong. You know, I don't want to dwell much about what the Democratic Alliance says because, you know, they are in opposition as well, and then they have to say whatever. But let me come back to this issue. You know, Congress of the People, as you are calling it a dying party, and where I differ with you, is the party that has quality leaders. You can go anywhere in the municipalities. The kind of people that we put there are people that other councillors look at them for leadership.
Like Dr. Muruna Makwarela.
Well, like Dr. Muruna Makwarela, who messed up with his own papers. But, you know, to be a leader, he is, you know. And we don't only bring just leaders, we bring people that will be able to interpret all the legislation that that has to do with the running of the local government. Now, here, if we say one person cannot be that in terms of coalitions all over the world are actually working that way. If I become a part of coalition, we are simply saying nobody has been given the right to rule. You know, nobody has the mandate to rule.
Mr. Mofokeng.
And even if you...
Mr. Mofokeng, I have to wrap up this interview. Again,
yes.
I disagree vehemently with you when you say that Dr. Moruna Makwarela is a quality leader, because for you to be a leader, you must have integrity, perhaps as central to the core of your values as a human being. So for you to come and say, after what you said earlier, which is that he embarrassed your party in the worst way possible, you're now using words like integrity.
No, I'm talking about the majority of the leaders.
So let's end the conversation. Let's end the conversation on this point, and I think it's a question that you are trying to avoid answering. Is this Cope councillor that will replace Moruna Makwarela going to be put up as a candidate for mayor of the city of Tshwane? Are you comfortable with that as a party, given the recent past?
Look, I'm definitely comfortable, because we have done our vetting very well. We know now who are the people that we are sending in councils. And secondly, we believe in his leadership, his track record, because this person is a leader in different spheres in the communities. So I don't think that leading a council or a municipality will be a difficulty to him.
And does this person have a name? Who is the person?
Well, at this stage, I have already explained that Sefanyetso, who was sent there before, couldn't provide us with information. And there are 11 candidates that were vetted, that amongst them, you know, the party is actually sending to Tshwane, you know. And out of the 11, we, as the provincial structure, we just have to do our political analysis over the whole thing. But the vetting or the electoral college has made a recommendation of who must go in there. And who is going to go in there? They have made a recommendation of Ofense Mwalusi. But the issue is we have to make a political determination as the Gauteng structure over the name that has been brought to us. All right. Tom Mofokeng is the chairperson of the Congress of the People in the region of Tshwane. All right. So expect the unexpected.